Ronan Farrow is dressed in a black tuxedo jacket and blue silk pajama bottom, showing a bit of stubble. His blonde hair mustache holding coat at the bar at Mama Lion, a slick supper club in L. A. at Koreatown. It's a Saturday in early December, and Farrow is among the guests upon a zombie type party with his friend Shannon Wood, the Western actress and Katy Perry Paul, and Juliette Lewis, a fellow Yale alum and the executive assistant to Universal Pictures Chairman Donald Langley. The theme is black tie and pajamas. Farrow, who lives in New York, won't turn 30 for a few days, but had in L. A. running down sources for his next New Yorker piece. He won't review the topic and the trip during week he stay with John Lovett, the former Obama speaker and comedic co-host of the popular political podcast Pod Save America. Allow him to have a small thing with close friend, a glimmer of a social life. He says just a few miles away, on the other side of the Santa Monica Freeway, a far less intimate event is unfolding. Disney World premiere for Star Wars The Last Jedi held at the 6,306 Rai Auditorium. It is the quintessential budget-busting Hollywood spectacle that for decades has served to laugh on this tavernier of glamour and prosperity. The irony is more than topographical. It was Farrow, the golden-haired progeny of Hollywood royal Woody Allen and Mia Farrow, who took a journalistic sledgehammer to this industry meticulously tended first shot when he, along with reporter from the New York Times, reviewed decades of predation by now disgraced film mogul Harvey Weinstein. His 10 expose for the New Yorker upended the town historic casting code culture and spur a way of disclosure that have toppled powerful men in Hollywood, the media and politics. Farrow, a Rhodes Scholar who graduated from Bard College at age 15, dismisses the silly, easy narrative about the son of Hollywood taking down the system, though he won't dispute the effect that his family history of intellectual abuse had on him personally and professionally. His older sister, Dylan Farrow, now 32, accused their father, Woody Allen, of molesting her when she was 5. You see, early in life with that kind of a family background, the way in which the most powerful men in America will power for good and for you, he says, and probably, yes, the family background made someone who understood the abuse of power from an early age. His mother, to downplay the personal motivation of the story, is not a subject we discuss as a family, says Mia Farrow, speaking for the first time about her son work to bring down Weinstein. He never got the sense the Weinstein story was personal for him. He was a reporter on a Hill assignment. Hill is a fair assessment, both in the story's execution and its impact, though the Times published first on August 9. Farrow New Yorker piece went deeper, with explicit and painful on the record account of assault and rape during nearly a year of reporting. 10 months of it at NBC News. More on that later. Farrow would interview more than 300 people upon publication. Even the piece took Hollywood to its core, it catapulted the author on media profile. Farrow is now a hot commodity, aggressively pursued on the speaker circuit, and though he only has one spotlight TV news hosting gig under his belt, he is being courted by a wide array of outlets. Sources say he is close to a multi-year HBO deal that will include an investigative documentary component. Meanwhile, he has joined the contributing staff of The New Yorker and is finishing a book about foreign policy, due in April from W.W. Norton. During one interview in mid-December at The New Yorker offices, Farrow kept his iPhone on the table, awaiting a call from Madeline Albright. Still for all the attention, Farrow resists casting himself as the journalistic hero of the Me Too movement. It's been incredibly moving to see how people have taken up the baton from the press. People who talk to me, he says during a call from Stockholm, has traveling with Lovett, to whom has been linked romantically, though he won't comment except to say they have been close in recent years. Him here incident out seeing a show and someone came up to me in the lobby and said, "Thank you for what you've done, me too." And that happened to me all over the world. That's not about me, but about the women who came forward to me. Farrow personal reckoning with abuse came in 2015 when he wrote a column 48 hours about Dylan allegation of abuse by David Marker father, taking aim at the culture of silence that for so long suppressed allegation of misconduct by powerful men. And want to confront this. He says he wanted to move on. Allen has steadfastly denied Dylan Farrow claim. At the time, Farrow was doing two power pieces for NBC News, mostly on the Today Show. In his TSA column, he recounted a discussion with his producer, who did not want him to ask the author of a hagiographic biography of Bill Cosby why he did not include rape and assault allegation in the book. In a same of that interview, wrote Farrow, he had to decide over the course of the previous year, as my sister was stood in her commitment to reiterating her allegation. What he was going to do about it, he tell me, and so he approached his sister claim as a journalist. He was cornered into looking at all the evidence and realizing, oh shit, this is credible, this is real, he can avoid this. He continues, it put me in a position where he felt it would have been unethical for me to not respond, and the intensity of the backlash he got gave me some understanding of what many survivors were up against. The column was Farrow's first in-depth public assessment of an issue that had torn his family apart more than 2 decades earlier. In 1993, when Allen sued Mia, his former male and girlfriend, for custody of Ronan Farrow and his adopted sibling Dylan, 10, and Moses, 15, the custody battle had been precipitated by Allen's relationship with 22-year-old Sunny Previn, Mia's adopted daughter, with conductor Andre Previn, as well as Dylan's accusation that Allen molested her at Mia's home in Bridgewater, Connecticut the previous year, citing Allen's serious parental inadequacy as that awarded custody of the children to Mia. As when he last spoke to his father, Ronan offered a long silence. "He don't actually know the answer to that," he finally says. "We have had contact over the years, but he is not someone that he keep up with regularly." Though Ronan purportedly is Allen's child, Mia Farrow threw his parenting into doubt when she suggested in a 2013 Vanity Fair profile that he could possibly be the son of Frank Sinatra, whom she was married during the late 60s. But Ronan won't discuss his DNA with Allen. "Legally, ethically, personally was absolutely our father in our family, and of course any family affected by abuse will tell you that a part of what makes the issue so devastating as to whether Hollywood finally will turn its back on Allen." Farrow says, "It's not for me to say what Hollywood will or won't do. It will say that in every industry there are still powerful men facing credible allegations of wrongdoing who continue to evade accountability. As empowering a moment at this moment is, the rest still a long way to go." Newspaper photo from the early tabloid era of his life in very early show Mia looking harried and occasionally hunted, with several children in tow. But Ronan has positive memory of his childhood and the lesson he learned from his 10 adopted siblings, most who came from disadvantaged country and struggle with physical and developmental challenges. "Me siblings were people the one left behind." He says it was very difficult to be self-centric in a family of people with problems that gave you instant perspective. His own exceptionalism was apparent early on. He was intensely bored with his schoolwork, super needy at how he described his young self, and skipped grade at the elementary school Weinstein he attended in Washington, Connecticut, had bring a block of tofu in his lunchbox every day, and while other children were at recess had sit inside chatting with a teacher. His bedroom was a menagerie of creatures he discovered in it under rock. He loved unlocking the inner working of things, whether it was a snail or a lizard. He had a aquarium of bullfrog and mud puppy. My poor mom had to deal with me incubating chicken egg in my bedroom. His mother started driving him nearly an hour each way to take classes at Bard College when he was 11. In his final year of school, he lived in the home of a professor near campus. By 16, he had earned his degree and became an intern for Richard Holbrooke on the presidential campaign of John Kerry. Farrow was too young to have an apartment of his own, so he stayed with Diane Sawyer and Mike Nico on account in my office. He says Sawyer has known Farrow since he was a child. She and Nico had a home down the road from me as in Bridgewater. I think Mike was really a GPS for him in so many ways. Says Sawyer, Mike knew his mother forever. It's wonderful to have someone who was a witness to your mother like your life and who was never advancing across that same year during a trip to Sudan. Ronan contracted a bone infection in his leg and would spend much of the next 4 years in a wheelchair and on crutches as he do multiple operations. Nonetheless, he kept up a schedule, including work on Capitol Hill, and in 2005, still only 18, he entered Yale Law School. He had to hobble in with these crutches and slide to his seat near the door. Rico Amy Chua, who was Farrow's thesis advisor and later became famous as the author of the hardcore child-rearing book that told him of the tiger mom. Ronan was really young, but he was composed extremely well. Like he thought this guy has just a core of strength. Said Farrow, he couldn't an weapon for several years because he had this giant metal halo holding me bone together. So he had to exchange GMC hammer pan. He spoke on the hill in the hammer pan, and he went to me first law school classes in the hammer pan. It ain't great when you're trying to lie your life and death and be a normal person. Though Farrow made repeated references to his own insecurity, his discipline in staying on basic reviews of self-preservation. When you're under a microscope from an early age, you realize that people aren't always going to like you, he says, and that's okay, and you're going to fail publicly, and that's okay too. Under the heading of public failure, maybe the only one would be his Spotlight afternoon show on MSNBC, Ronan Farrow Daily, which debuted in 2014. Before that, Farrow had been a regular guest on the cable network and had built a significant social media following, but he clearly wasn't ready to carry an hour of television. Both of the people who at the show appreciated the show. Two of our viewers, half of them me mother, he says, chuckling at his awkward joke this day. Farrow spent 18 hours a day at his desk in the New Yorker newsroom on the 38th floor of One World Trade Center. It's not unusual for him to be there until 2 giờ sáng. He claimed not to have much of a social life. My idea of a night out is actually a night in pajamas with a good book or playing Mario Kart. It's not that glamorous. He have a great circle of friends from law school and politics. When he most recently saw them, they said, "Where have you been for the past year?" Because he disappeared into this story. It was in a cafe. Farrow is a adept and humorous voice on social media. He has nearly 500,000 followers between Twitter and Instagram, but admit the feedback loop can be toxic, though still in the power dynamics of celebrity. Much of his work until recently has focused on anonymous victims of abuse, especially in conflict zones. When he asked Farrow if he thought about the disparity between the media attention towards Weinstein victims and those had encountered in refugee camps in Africa and the Middle East, he became emotional. As vulnerable as many of the women he spoke to about Weinstein were suffer the unimaginable isolation and fear of a woman in a refugee camp who has lost everything and has been raped and is about to be a child of rape. He says it is one of the most bleak situations I ever encountered. After Farrow saw a scandal in early 2015, he stayed on as a correspondent at NBC News, working on investigative stories about worker death at a nuclear waste storage facility or a zone on college campuses and corruption inspection interest politics. The type of story Jericho that invariably happen in the S4 lawyer any media company. 10 at a big meeting in the fall of 2016, the subject of Harvey Weinstein was raised in NBC News. President Noah Oppenheim office in Manhattan. Farrow first proposed a multi-part series exploring Hollywood sinister underbelly, including pedophilia, racism, and harassment in the movie industry. The first two were rejected, but in response to the third piece of it, Oppenheim, who had returned to the network in 2015 after several years in Los Angeles during which time he wrote the screenplay for 2016. Jackie mentioned quite casually that Rose McGowan had tweeted about Weinstein. The actress didn't name him, but many in Hollywood knew exactly whom she was talking about. Weinstein has denied all allegations of non-consensual. It was like you will never get an interview, Rico Farrow, but you should look into that. Farrow actually had met McGowan several years earlier when he was at the State Department and she was doing USO work, and by January 2017, he had persuaded her to sit for an interview. Several months later, she would revoke consent. By April, Farrow would come into possession of the damning 2015 NYPD audio tape of Weinstein admitting to assaulting Italian model Ambra Battilana Gutierrez, and by the summer, he would have multiple other accusers on camera with their identity obscure, including Emily Nestor, a former desk assistant in Weinstein Los Angeles office. It was much further than any journalist before him managed to get with a story that had remained buried for decades. Farrow is a name, so he has some amount of celebrity that attaches to him, observed Ken Auletta, the veteran New Yorker writer and one of many reporters who had tried multiple times to break the Weinstein story, but has just got a great way about him. Has a great listener, which is essential for a reporter. He doesn't bother, has not judgmental, has careful. Maybe that the lawyer in him is just think he come up as a good human being, genuinely interested in exposing wrongdoing. Nestor first met Farrow in May in Beverly Hills. He didn't know what Ronan motivation was going into it, so it was on me. God, she tell me, he don't want to offend you, but it's hard to just journalist, but has so honest, has got an astounding amount of empathy. Of course, he didn't just that in the beginning. It was like, this has got to be an act. It was long before Weinstein found out that NBC was working on a story about him and tried to impugn Farrow's credibility by suggesting that his family history proved that he could not be objective. Every journalist is spoke to laugh at the idea that there was a conflict of interest, says Farrow. He remember Tom Brokaw saying, if that's the best he could find on you, or in good shape. Farrow knew Weinstein slightly, having met him several years earlier at of places Charlie Roses and New Aspen Idea Festival. They zoomed into each other scene, having what Farrow described as lovely cocktail party interaction. As the reporting intensified, Farrow received a threatening phone call and noticed mysterious men stalking him. He was approached by an undercover agent for the corporate intelligence firm Black Kill, the same woman, posing as a woman right advocate, ingratiated herself to McGowan. It got to the point where he had to move out of his apartment near Columbus Circle. He said enough of what he was uncovering for me to be increasingly concerned for his safety, said his mother. But he knew, and he knew that it was a moral issue. He had to continue even when that meant putting a lot on the line. But by August, Farrow knew he could not count on support from NBC News or from its chairman, Andrew Lack. conduct multiple sources tell TSA that Farrow was told to stand down, though NBC has strongly disputed this and executive have stressed that Farrow did not have one accuser willing to be identified at the time. The notion that we would try to cover for a powerful person is deeply offensive, often said during a town hall with employee in October. Farrow already has put back publicly. He told MSNBC's Rachel Maddow he walked into the New Yorker with an explosively reportable piece that should have been public. Others who were involved in the story when it was still at NBC News expressed skepticism. It doesn't make sense to me, said Sauletta. He said the network determination that Farrow did and have the good doesn't pass the smell test. It doesn't pass any journalistic smell test. We need to know what the fuck happened with NBC. But if there is something more to say about the way NBC News handled the story, Farrow won't go there. Not yet. Anyway, his devastating follow-up for the New Yorker turned to Weinstein army of enemies, which included lawyers, agents, and publicists. Among them were principal figures CIA, Farrow agency at the time. In an effort to head off the initial story, CIA partner Brian Luke first attempted to broker a meeting between Farrow and Weinstein. There were a number of people who did tell me, look, you've got to drop this is causing too many speed bumps for you. He says Harvey Weinstein revealed how the most powerful men in this country have ventured into every kind of institution. That is one reason why he switched agencies in December. Despite CIA's public apology to anyone it let down, Farrow switched to WME as if he viewed himself as an advocate on the topic of abuse. He is decisive. No, I'm a reporter, not an activist. I'm not pouring out me blood on battleship. Me mandate going into the Weinstein story was never to believe all survivors. It was to listen to all survivors. I think it's completely possible to be both a skeptical, judicious reporter and also create a space for survivors to be heard. If that reporting inspires people to activism, then it's a job done well. This story first appeared in the Jan 10 issue of the Hollywood Reporter magazine. To receive the magazine, click here to subscribe.